Hello, everyone, and welcome to Biology Adventures with Miss BioBuzz. I would like to express a hearty welcome to all new adventurers. I am happy to have you all here with me today, and I'm very excited for the wonderful adventures ahead. This channel was created to share fun and informative sessions on various lesson topics from the Biology CXC, CSEC, and CAPE syllabus. It will also entail laboratory experiments and worksheets as well as past papers. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to refer a friend to this page. Now let's begin. Classification is a process that involves the arrangement of organisms into groups based on similar characteristics. All things are classified into two main groups. They are living and non living things. Living things are those that undergo growth and development, such as plants and animals, whereas non living things are those that do not grow or develop, such as a ball or a book. So, what is biology? What comes to mind when you hear the term biology? Bio means life, and logy means study. Therefore, biology is the study of life. Biology is the discipline of science that studies living organisms and how they interact with their environment. All living organisms, whether simple or complex, unicellular or multicellular, share some common characteristics. There are seven common characteristics of living organisms. They are nutrition or feeding, respiration, excretion, movement, irritability or sensitivity, growth, and reproduction. Nutrition is the process by which living organisms make or obtain food. Living organisms take in materials from their surroundings and use it to obtain energy for growth and other processes. Heterotrophs are organisms that cannot produce their own food, whereas autotrophs are plants that make their own food. Respiration. This is the process by which energy is released from food by all living things. Living things break down food within their cells to release energy that will be used in other processes. Aerobic respiration requires oxygen and takes place in most cells. Anaerobic respiration does not require oxygen and only occur in some cells. All living things excrete, and this is because of the many chemical reactions occurring in cells. Hence, they have to get rid of waste products which might poison the cells. Excretion is the process by which waste and harmful substances produced by the body's metabolism are removed from the body. Aside from the kidneys, there are other organs involved in this process of excretion, such as the lungs, liver, skin, and large intestine. For example, the skin produces sweat, which cools the body temperature and maintains homeostasis. All living things move. Movement is a change in the position of whole organisms or parts of an organism. Animals exhibit various movements such as walking, running, jumping, crawling, flying, and swimming. Plant movement include movements towards sunlight, growth of developing roots, and the opening or closing of the stomata and flowers. Irritability or sensitivity. This is the ability of organisms to detect and respond to changes in their environment. Living organisms are able to sense and respond to stimuli around them, such as light, temperature, water, gravity, and chemical substances. Growth. This is a permanent increase in the size and complexity of an organism. It also describes the changes in an organism appearance. Reproduction. This is the process by which living organisms generate new individuals of the same kind as themselves or a copy of itself. They are able to pass on genetic information to their offspring. Asexual reproduction requires only one parent, whereas sexual reproduction requires both parents. Okay, so we have defined all 7 characteristics of living organism, and now we are going to look at how we classify organisms. Taxonomy is the sense of naming and classifying organisms. The term taxonomy is derived from the Greek word taxis, which means arrangement, and nomos, which means law. Therefore, taxonomy is the law of arrangement. Classification is the process by which living organisms are grouped according to structural similarities and differences. Classification can be done based on visual characteristics, developmental patterns, life cycles, among other things. Organisms are arranged into groups from the largest to the smallest. That is, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. A species is a group of organisms of common ancestry that are closely related and are capable of interbreeding to produce fertile offspring. Closely related species are grouped into genera. Related genera are grouped into families, families into orders, orders into classes, classes into phyla, and phyla into kingdoms. Kingdom is the largest group. There are 5 kingdoms. That is, plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, and protists. So now we're going to look at the binomial system of naming species. Binomial. What does that word mean? Bi means two and nomial means name. Therefore, binomial refers to two names. Carl Linnaeus is a Swedish botanist who developed the hierarchical classification of naming species. He derived scientific names from the genus and the species to which organisms belong. Species were given a scientific name in Latin. So now we're going to look at how we write the name of the species. So first you would write the genus, and the genus starts with a capital letter. The name of the species is written second, and it starts with a common letter. Latin names are written in italics when typed or underlined separately when handwritten. For example, humans belong to the genus Homo and the species Sapien, which is written as Homo sapiens. So as you can see here, Homo sapiens is italicized because it was typed. If this word Homo sapiens was handwritten on a piece of paper, it would have been underlined separately. And that's it, folks. You're going to recap today's lesson using these 4 tasks as a guide. What is biology? List and define the 7 characteristics of living organisms. State the taxonomy classification of living things and use the classification system to classify a lion from kingdom to species. Thank you for today and see you next class. Goodbye, adventurers.